of a rough launch, okay? There were performance issues both on PC and mobile, and while unfortunately it's become the norm in the gaming industry in general, they were very quick on their feet, released hotfixes almost every single day, and gave rewards that players could never imagine seeing in their competitors' games. Now, despite these performance issues, guys, they've achieved the #1 spot for downloads on the top charts in over 100 regions, okay? They're doing very well. But there is one issue that even the most hardcore Wuthering Waves fans can't deny, and that is the extremely disappointing and inconsistent English dub. In particular, the female protagonist. You can pick either male or female, right? I picked female. Don't take my word for it. Look at this scene, which is meant to be intense, with a very important battle going on. Just listen to this. Just listen to this.
Interesting. Do you really think you can trap me here?
You will not escape.
What the fuck was that?
And play with you a bit longer. Till we meet again, dear friends.
You're not going anywhere.
It wasn't just in combat, though. This is the same character talking to herself in an internal monologue during an investigation type quest. Okay, let's see the voice acting.
Part of the building is submerged. I should be able to find the hidden path underwater. It seems I have a puzzle to solve. Guess I will check on the mechanism in the middle first.
Hello, I am currently voice acting for Wuthering Waves. Now look, there have been many theories surrounding why the voice acting was subpar in English while being amazing, and I mean top tier in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Of course, people just couldn't accept like a boring reason, like, I don't know, there was a lack of direction or communication or something like that. No. It had to be a conspiracy theory. This is where this absolute clown, this absolute buffoon by the name of Saint Taint, or Titties, whatever the hell his name is, came out with a video. Was Wuthering Waves sabotaged by Hoyoverse? Did Genshin Impact's developers sabotage it directly? Question mark? With 77,000 views, okay? What does Saint Taint have to say? All right, 1.25 speed. Cue the circus music. Let's go.
Wuthering Waves has taken over the United States.
Yep.
Kuro Games, the developer for Wuthering Waves, is confident in its success. Interest has grown rapidly over the past few weeks as Kuro ramps up their marketing and advertising efforts prior.
Normal.
Kuro has accomplished this in the gacha space despite losing many of its potential content creators to Hoyoverse's predatory preferred creator.
Already off to a great start. All right, so all these content creators are known for their Genshin content, and they've all since then have been playing Wuthering Waves, except Asian Guy Stream, but he has expressed that he's quitting content creation. So not even 30 seconds in, and this guy is just spewing bullshit. This contract he's referencing is very simple. It leaked around a month ago, and it's from a company called Yamiholic. It's a marketing agency, and Hoyoverse will typically hire multiple of these agencies to seek out content creators who are usually smaller or up and coming, and give them access to a game like Zenless Zone Zero that's very hard to get into during the closed beta, and in return, they'll ask for them to do a bunch of stuff. Now in that contract, this clause right here made a lot of people panic. It says, the content creator shall promptly notify Yamiholic if any other gaming brand intends to sponsor their content. Yamiholic has full discretion to reject sponsorships that could be detrimental to Zenless Zone Zero or the content creator's reputation. So their role doesn't just become a marketing agency, they also present themselves as your agent. It's scummy, it's predatory, and usually the people who fall for this are smaller content creators who don't have an agent. Even I was reached out by a similar company back when I initially was blowing up with my interactive map videos. And since they kind of take the role of an agent, you can very easily see in multiple YouTubers' channels, in their description, they usually will say affiliated with this company, affiliated with that company. It means that this marketing agency has become their agent. And yeah, most likely they can't really talk about competitors without their permission. So yeah, this is important because it'll show up again in the video, right? So yeah. Now check this out. This is really where the theory crafting starts to take place. He's referencing the English voice actors for Wuthering Waves.
Looking at the roster, it's quite strange that we're seeing so few names that we're traditionally familiar with in the
That you're familiar with.
Big names like Rihanna Knickerbocker, Demon
Genshin Impact,
and
Honkai Star Rail
are surprisingly
Honkai Star Rail
absent
again.
despite previous involvement in many gacha titles. One of those titles, ironically enough, includes Punishing Gray Raven. Coincidence or not?
Punishing Gray Raven is the game that Kuro Games made before Wuthering Waves, right? So all these voice actors from Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, were in Punishing Gray Raven. Just keep this in mind as this guy keeps talking, all right?
All of these big-ticket VAs are nowhere to be found. This becomes even more questionable knowing that Skylar Davenport, the voice actor from March 7th from Hoyoverse's turn-based strategy game Honkai Star Rail,
we know her.
also the voice of Bianca from Punishing Gray
Oh,
Raven,
wow.
was the original voice for Yang Yang in the earliest closed beta test.
I see.
In the current state of the game, her VA is Rebecca Yo. Skylar Davenport is a talented actress that has
She is.
delivered in her previous role with Kuro Games. Why would Kuro Games replace a tenured VA for their largest budget game
I don't know.
with a VA that has only had one role prior over 2 years ago?
Yeah, let's just insult her.
How much dialogue had to be rewritten to accommodate for new
Oh
games?
my God.
It's clear that something is going on behind the scenes.
Is it?
Were the delays in the English dub for the Wuthering Waves CBT caused by even more anti-compete agreements by Hoyoverse behind the scenes with his VA contractors? This is a disturbing trend.
Very
Hoyoverse
disturbing,
is
guys.
actively developing within the gacha space and video games as a whole. The ability to deny resources and talent to your competitors with
Absolutely.
predatory employment agreements is
This is Hoyoverse right here. You heard it here first. So of course these accusations are huge, not just because they put Hoyoverse as a very bad actor in the industry, but it's also implying that these voice actors who did work for Hoyoverse are just money hungry and will sign any contract that takes away their rights as long as they get the money, baby. This video has 77,000 views, right? And all the comments are them being like, wow, this sounds illegal. Holy moly, this makes me want to support Kuro more. This is really weird. And it only continues to worsen this war, this nuclear meltdown between the two communities. Thankfully though, once this spread a bit too much, voice actors finally spoke up. Sayu, who is a VTuber and who voices both Jingwan from Honkai Star Rail and Sino from Genshin Impact, uploaded this video on his VOD channel saying, let's talk, stop lying on my name. Look, this is one of the first things he says in this video.
One more thing before we get into Wuthering Waves. Would you voice in Wuthering Waves given the chance? Yes, I would love to.
So just the first 5 seconds is him saying, yes, I would love to voice for Wuthering Waves. And he goes on to say that this is completely false. There is no exclusivity clause in the contract that says you cannot voice just for Wuthering Waves. In fact, the voice acting industry is so competitive that you'd be an idiot to sign something like this, especially when you have an agent that will tell you, hey, do not sign this contract. It simply turns out that the studio Kuro Games chose to hire was in London. And contrary to what you might think, especially after the pandemic and remote work, you will almost always be asked to go to a studio to record. You'll never be asked to do it from home, although, maybe very rarely. All these well-known voice actors in the gacha and anime space are located in Los Angeles. It's not to say that there aren't any good ones in London, it's just that maybe some of the ones you're used to aren't. So of course, when it comes to someone like Sayu, or Alejandro, which is, his real name that he goes by in the voice acting industry, asking him to fly from LA to London just to record for one game is asking a bit too much, because many of these voice actors are in very high demand, and a trip through the Atlantic is going to be very taxing. And as to why the English voice acting in Wuthering Waves suffered greatly, it seems to be a lack of solid direction. Do I think the female Rover's voice actress is bad? Hell no! I wouldn't even begin to think that. Look, you're probably not a voice actor watching. If I asked you, hey, can you say the line, I'll kill them all, in the context of a very important battle, you'll probably be like, I'll kill them all. You'll give a good performance. If I just tell you, hey, can you just say the phrase, I'll kill them all, without giving you any context? As to why you're saying it, it's going to sound like this.
You're not going anywhere.
So as far as I know, Kuro Games have taken in the feedback and they're working on it, right? They're going to revisit the English dub and they're going to stop forcing their British voice actors to force an American accent, which really didn't help, by the way. It made them very uncomfortable. And that's it. There wasn't a huge conspiracy theory. Now, of course, after Sayu and multiple other voice actors came out to say this, Saint Taint, even though he uploaded this 2 weeks ago, came out with an edited pinned comment 2 days ago, wrote 4 paragraphs. Guys, listen, I'm going to save you time. You can read this if you want. Ignore all these 3. Let's just focus on the 4th one because this is the best part out of all this. This video dives into a hypothetical explanation for Wuthering Waves, let's be honest, troubles in the English voice work. It's clear that the lack of experience on some of the cast members has led to dips in quality on release. Like I mentioned in the video, it's very odd that Kuro would go with a whole new direction for one of their biggest budget games to less than satisfactory results. The keyword is hypothetical. It's an explanation for what could have happened, not a statement of fact. Me spreading misinformation would require me to know the terms, conditions, and restrictions of every voice actor's contracts and deliberately construct a false narrative, which is exactly what you did, by the way. If you think I had that knowledge 14 days ago when this video script was written, seek guidance. Let's just 1 second.
Should be a mass questionable practices. Their success in monopolizing some of the most important aspects of a game's longevity and appeal should be a massive cause for concern.
Hypothetical, by the way.
Gacha community.
This is just
it's
a theory.
It's clear that Hoyo has made active attempts to sabotage Wuthering Waves' closed beta tests and first impressions, searching voice actors at the most inopportune times, likely the direct cause for the lack of English dub in the
Guys, this is a hypothetical statement. Chill.
It would be very convenient if a contract from a signed Hoyoverse VA was leaked in the coming weeks. I think we'd find some shocking similarities with the previous.
It would be very, very convenient if someone's contract leak causing them to lose a job and have a terrible reputation in the voice acting industry. It would be very cool if someone would do that, dude. Listen, he is a clown, okay? He is an absolute buffoon. He has, all in the same 6 minutes, insulted the current voice actors on Wuthering Waves, spread misinformation like crazy, and when he finally got caught in a corner, he just doubles down and just like, hey, it wasn't me. Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe. It really is unfortunate that something like this took so many people's attention away from the very simple issue that is just a lack of coordination in the English voice acting. And of course, it made the drama worse. Due to videos like whatever the hell his name is, Taint or whatever, content creators have been dealing with many people giving them shit for either playing or not playing Wuthering Waves. So you're in this dilemma. If you say anything positive about Wuthering Waves coming from Genshin, you're accused of being sponsored. And if you don't say anything positive, then you're also accused of being sponsored by Genshin Impact or Hoyoverse. His Hoyo contract requires him to shit on Wuthering Waves. So again, this only serves to fan the flames on this conflict between these 2 communities. But while this already is crazy, we're still at the tip of the iceberg here. This image is arguably one of the funniest things to come out from the drama between Genshin and Wuthering Waves, not because of what it means, but because the whole thing is a hoax. It's not real, and I have proof. The #1 news source for everything Wuthering Waves related, guys. Wuthering Waves Media. I'm sure I can trust everything they say. Let's check what this page has in store for us. Let's scroll down, look at their pinned post. Seems like MiHoYo employees are really enjoying Wuthering Waves, with this image being attached. 800,000 people saw this with 36,000 likes. They pinned it because they're proud that it's their most viewed image. But this image, dude, okay, listen, let me just give you the full context here. This image actually originated from Wei's community. He does Genshin theory crafting vids. I highly recommend you subscribe to him. They're very high quality videos. In Wei's Discord, there's a viewer called Freaky Dawei that for whatever reason was at the MiHoYo Shanghai HQ. Not an employee, just visiting. To prove to Wei that it was actually him and he wasn't lying, he brought up his second phone and opened up Wei's channel and took an image in front of the reception of MiHoYo.